Some people smile every day, without anyone realizing how much pain they've survived. And sometimes, the strongest people don't look strong at all. They just quietly carry battles that changed them forever. If these 5 signs sound familiar, there's a chance you've survived more than most people know. 1. You became calm in situations that used to break you. One hidden sign you've survived hard battles is this: you no longer panic the way you used to. Psychology calls this emotional adaptation. When someone goes through repeated stress, pain, or disappointment, their mind slowly learns how to handle pressure differently. Before, small problems could ruin your entire day. Now, you stay quiet, you think first. You don't react immediately, not because life became easier, but because you've already experienced worse. People may think you don't care, but the truth is, you've already fought emotional battles that forced you to become mentally stronger. You learned that not every problem deserves your energy. Not every argument deserves your attention, and not every storm deserves your fear. Sometimes, surviving pain changes your nervous system completely. You stop overreacting because deep down, your mind says, if I survive that, I can survive this too. 2. You find comfort in being alone. Another hidden sign is that you became comfortable spending time alone. Psychologists say people who went through emotional stress often become more independent emotionally. Not because they hate people, but because they learned how painful disappointment can be. You stopped depending on constant validation. You stopped begging people to stay. And little by little, solitude became peaceful instead of lonely. While others fear being alone, you learned how to sit with your thoughts, heal quietly, and rebuild yourself in silence. That doesn't mean you never feel lonely. It simply means you discovered something powerful. Peace is better than forced connection. Some of the strongest healing happens when nobody is watching. And people who survive difficult seasons often become experts at carrying themselves alone. 3. You notice people's intentions faster. One thing trauma and hardship often teach people is awareness. After being hurt enough times, you begin noticing small changes in behavior, the tone of someone's voice, the energy behind their words, the way they act when they need something from you. Psychology calls this hyper-awareness. People who went through painful experiences often become more emotionally observant because their brain learned to protect itself from future pain. You became harder to fool, harder to manipulate, harder to lie to. And sometimes, you can sense bad intentions before anything even happens. This doesn't mean you're negative. It means life trained you to read people carefully. Because once you've experienced betrayal, disrespect, or emotional pain, your mind starts paying attention to the warning signs it ignored before. 4. You rarely open up completely. A hidden sign of surviving difficult battles is emotional guardedness. You may laugh with people, talk normally, even seem happy. But deep down, there are parts of yourself you rarely show anyone. Psychologists explain that people who experienced emotional pain often protect themselves by becoming more private. Not because they want attention, but because vulnerability once became dangerous for them. So now, you think carefully before trusting people. You avoid telling others everything. And sometimes, you deal with problems silently because you're used to carrying pain alone. People may call you distant or hard to read, but what they don't understand is this: some people became quiet because life taught them that not everyone handles your pain with care. And when someone has survived enough emotional battles, they stop giving full access to everyone. 5. You appreciate small peaceful moments more than most people. The final hidden sign is something many people overlook. You deeply value peace. A quiet morning, a genuine conversation, a calm night with no drama, a moment where your mind finally feels safe. People who haven't suffered much often chase excitement constantly, but people who survived hard seasons know how valuable peace truly is. Psychology shows that after long periods of stress or emotional survival, the brain begins craving safety and emotional stability more than temporary excitement. That's why little things mean more to you now. Because after chaos, peace feels like a gift. After emotional exhaustion, calmness feels rare. And after surviving battles nobody saw, you stop taking simple happiness for granted. The truth is, surviving hard battles doesn't always make people louder. Sometimes it makes them quieter, more careful, more observant, more emotionally strong in ways nobody notices. And if you related to these signs, there's a chance you've already survived moments that could have broken you completely. But somehow, you kept going, even when nobody knew how hard it was.